Fortnite has added countless Easter eggs for your favorite heroes. So I did some investigating and found every superhero secret from the last 7 years, and we'll start with Superman. His emote is finally here, and if you've seen the trailer for the movie, it'll look insanely familiar. Now, Superman has already been in the game for years, and back then you had to unlock his costume by entering a phone booth. This is a callback to Superman's original transformation in the comics. It also turns out the classic popcorn emote has a secret. So this was added during the original superhero season in Chapter 1, when collabs weren't really a thing. So Fortnite improvised, creating Easter eggs instead. Turns out the simple joke is a reference to Deadpool. More recently, we spotted Superman-themed sprites around the map, and when you pick them up, they shoot laser eyes at anyone nearby. So where have you seen it before?
That was diabolical!
I still think the greatest Superman Easter egg in the game was in Chapter 2 when he appeared as Clark Kent in the trailer. You see him working at the Daily Planet, and when he turns around to watch the news, instead of writing articles, he's playing Fortnite, and his favorite skin is Batman.
You what?
There's also a secret with Thor's pickaxe that you'll only find if you break the game. Mjolnir is blocked for any character that isn't worthy of picking it up, so you usually wouldn't see this, but if you go into a creative phone booth and glitch the game, you could hold it with an unworthy skin. There's even a special animation. Now, the second Marvel season was pretty amazing, but people are already forgetting Mephisto was a big part of it. Doom summoned him to bring back his mother, but it didn't amount to anything, wasn't really mentioned in the storyline. On the bright side, you can visit him on his throne and get a secret dialogue. He tells Shuri he wasn't gonna lose to another Black Panther and asks Ghost Rider if he was happy with their bargain. But the craziest one is when he asks Wanda how are her kids. Well, messed up considering it's the ones that aren't real. Remember when Eminem came to the game? Well, this was incredible for multiple reasons. Not only did we get the concerts, but they gave us both outfits for Rap Boy. This is one of his characters that's directly inspired by Robin, from the red costume to the eye mask. And in the music videos he appears in, you can see Eminem and Dr. Dre playing parodies of Batman and Robin. So that means we got the Wish.com version of Robin before the actual skin. Luckily, we got the Winter Soldier in Chapter 6, and he has one of the funniest Easter eggs in Fortnite. So not only is his emote a reference to the shield catch, but his backbling has an amazing description.
Armed and dangerous!
As for his friend Sam Wilson, when the new Captain America film dropped this year, Fortnite gave out free bonus sprays to celebrate. Turns out they are both from actual scenes in the movie, including...
You want me? Come and get me!
Most people don't care about emoticons, they're like the most useless cosmetic in the whole game, except some have hilarious secrets. Like how Wolverine can bring up a photo of a banana, just like the sad Wolverine meme from the X-Men cartoon. And in the same season, there was a secret room hidden in the basement of a house belonging to a Tony Stark fan club. This place would give you quests, including one that asks you to find Tony Stark's sunglasses. You open the chest, you can see them in the case for a brief second, and realize these are his top secret Edith glasses.
I'm sorry, Earth is closed today.
Now, it's not all just Marvel, we also have shows like Invincible in the game. And recently, Alan the Alien showed up with a hilarious Easter egg. If you check out his backbling, it's his sat-nav that he uses to assess planets. Except, you'll see that he was meant to go to the Fortnite island, but ended up here instead. If you've seen the show, he does this with Earth and Urath, it's pretty funny. But you know who else is invincible? Well, try and shoot Superman's NPC at the Supernova Academy, and... obviously, he's the Man of Steel. Seriously, nothing takes him out, not even orbital strikes from Crypto. As for the Thunderbolts collab, if you check out White Widow's emote, you might notice a secret. This flip is from the Black Widow movie, where she mocks Natasha for doing the exact pose.
You do when you whip your hair when you're fighting with the arm and the hair.
As for the mac and cheese she's holding, well, it's from the Hawkeye TV show, but I know, I didn't watch it either.
Yeah.
She even has the same bottle of sauce. You guys remember when legacy achievements were a thing? Kind of miss them, especially because most of them were just straight up Easter eggs. Like, you could reach level 220 in the Marvel season and become a true believer. This is what Stan Lee used to call Marvel fans back in the day. And back in Chapter 4, when the Hulk got added, it was a pretty big deal. No one ever thought this would happen. And instead of just making him half naked, Fortnite decided to also go with a different design. Now, most people couldn't put their finger on what it was, not from a comic or a movie, and that's because this is actually Hulk wearing default skin clothes. clothes. Now I'm just a little worried it's Jonesy under there like every other collab. Now, when you get your hands on Superman's daily flight glider, don't be shocked when it's not what you think. You could drop in from one match to the next and have a completely different entrance. This is one of the first gliders to ever give you multiple animations. Obviously, you can't make a superhero Easter eggs video without mentioning it's you. We all know what it's referencing.
That man's an imposter. That man is the imposter.
And when Iron Man got a customizable outfit, that also included his arc counter, which is proof that Tony Stark has a back bling. I try to pull on the heartstrings with the reference, but it just sounds hilarious when you read it out loud. LOL. What you won't be shocked to learn is that Epic are massive fans of Marvel vs. Capcom. There are literally references everywhere, from a TV playing it in the Tony Stark fan club, to the Doom boss recreating his weird foot dive move from the games. Foot dive. Even Wolverine's spray being his Berserker Barrage combo. But my favorite has to be the trailer for the season where Cyclops pulls off a familiar handshake. Tribute to Cyclops doing the exact same thing with Ryu in Marvel vs. Capcom. Now, let's rewind all the way back to July 2018, when superheroes were simply jokes in Fortnite. If you went to Risky Reels and looked at the movie lineup, you would see Carbide Returns, obviously parodying Superman Returns, along with Valor Origins. That's a reference to one of the worst films I've ever seen. Now let's talk about Spider-Gwen, because to this day, she is still impressing people with her insane secret. So her emote can be used with any skin, and it lets them do acrobatics, except there's a hidden Easter egg for using it with Gwen. This is what it normally looks like, and now here's Gwen's version. See how it's slowed down to 24 FPS? Well, that's the same frame rate of Into the Spider-Verse. I will say, things get a little more obvious with Drax's emote.
Standing so incredibly still.
We've talked a lot about Marvel. What about DC? Well, if you were around in Chapter 1, you'll definitely remember when Tilted Towers got transformed into Gotham City. Pretty wild, right? But no one seems to recall the fact an entire Ace Chemicals factory was here. If you went inside, you can see the huge vat of acid that Joker falls into in his origin story. More importantly, you could also find the Monarch Theater. This was the place Batman's parents walked out of the night they were gunned down. And Fortnite even used this to tease future skins like Chaos Agent and Katrina. They also love to reference movie scenes and trailers. For Miles Morales, they recreated his iconic leap of faith. But what about when Fortnite superhero Easter eggs aren't in Fortnite? Well, did you know? In Season 2 of Invincible, Mark is in the middle fighting Angstrom Levy and is being sent through multiple dimensions. When he returns from one of them, he's holding something you might recognize. Yeah, it's a Dragon's Breath sniper, which means this split-second Easter egg in the show was the entire reason for Invincible coming to Fortnite. Speaking of Fortnite showing up elsewhere, I think the most famous example has to be Avengers Endgame and Thor's iconic rival, Noob Master 69.
Noob Master.
Yeah, Noob Master 69.
During this time, we had the first Marvel season, but playing as Doom, it had a catch. You could only use his emote if you won the game, and you had a few seconds to do it, unlocking a special legacy achievement. You'd also get one for drinking 1,965 shield. This one is pretty smart considering the first time shield appeared in the comics was, you guessed it, 1965. Reminds me of the achievement you get for wearing Captain America and consuming a shield potion. The words, "If I don't Bucky, I'll die" appear, which sounds super random, except it's a really obscure reference to the time Cap actually tried to eat his own shield in the comics. Over in the Avengers LTM, this also had a secret victory ending. If you managed to get a win, this would pop up.
Excelsior!
Let's go even further back in time. We had the Leviathan skin, and when this came out, everyone realized where the inspiration came from. Stick him next to Minion from Megamind, you can see the tribute for sure. And arguably, I will say it's one of the greatest superhero movies of all time, so I'm happy about this. Although, they stopped doing tribute outfits like this when real ones came to the game, like Star-Lord, who was one of the first crossover skins in Fortnite. Well, take a look at his back bling, and you'll see a tiny Groot keychain hanging out. Now, if you were a total noob in the Marvel season, and unlucky enough to die to a mythic goldfish, the game would reward you with a legacy achievement. It's called Days of Fatal Bass. Pretty cringe nod to X-Men Days of Future Past. Whenever talking about superheroes, you can't ignore Frozone. Take a look at his back bling and you'll quickly realize this is an essential addition to his super suit. You know the one.
Where is my super suit?
Thankfully, he wasn't around when Doom struck the island a second time, because in his castle, you could find the remains of all the heroes who tried to stop him. From Silver Surfer's shattered board to the thing being turned into a throne, this was just messed up. And he's still not in the game, although I think that'll change when the Fantastic Four movie comes out. For now, we have him as a throne and a legacy achievement in Chapter 2 called It's Clobbering Time. We're also waiting for Vision to be an outfit. He has been mentioned in Fortnite once, and you would have only seen it if you talked to Metal Team leader as Doctor Strange, with her saying, "Tell me again about your friend, the pink synthesoid." As for the first time Marvel got a season, we should have known this was happening weeks before, because it turns out when Captain America came for July 4th, he teleported here through Bifrost, and you can see the marks on the ground, which is the same marks that brought the rest of the battle pass. And over at Tony Stark's POI, you were able to visit an entire region of upstate New York, including his cabin from Avengers Endgame. Obviously, this is where the funeral ended up happening. It's the same funeral caused by him using the Infinity Stones, and you can do it for yourself with the Snap emote. Now, this has been around long before Avengers were even added to the game, and for the LTM, they specifically added a secret animation that only appeared if you did it as Thanos. Now, this simple emote, it was kind of just in our minds as the Thanos Snap, and Fortnite made it official a couple years later by making it Marvel Rarity. Over in Chapter 3, we were straight up shocked that Spider-Man was here along with the Daily Bugle, but there was more on the horizon and it was hiding in plain sight. All you had to do was go into the Bugle's offices and look at the desks. They are full of artwork teasing future skins like Green Goblin, Miles, and Cyclops. But all of this started with the first ever superhero Easter egg in Fortnite, the Season 4 Battle Pass. This was made up entirely of movie parodies, from a fake Wonder Woman, Hawkeye, Iron Man, even Thor with the eye patch. Let me know what your favorite is. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.